ever been in my family tree, but he was like shot down by the Nazis over Crete. And I was like, some guy looked up his records. Like, it was all family legend, and we didn't really know what the story was. Some guy that was listening to the pod looked up his records, and like, for the first time in my dad's entire life, my dad was named after him. It's my father's namesake, Max Friedland. But we saw where he was stationed. We saw when he was shot down.
Don't condone this.
Why? It was nice. It's lovely.
Oh my God.
That's like
so
a lovely
scary.
thing for my entire family. My dad was like, isn't that incredible? He's like, Adam's podcast, like literally.
And his phone's ringing, and somebody's like, "Hey, faggot!
Hey, you're gay, dude.
You're gay.
Your son's gay.
Your son's gay, but
landline,
yeah.
Hello, you're fag.
You're even gayer than your gay son.
No, I don't like that. I mean, that's great, but I hate. Somebody was like, "Is your father Jack Jensen?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, so he died at this time on this day in this way," and it was just like a fan.
Is that
And I
the
was
acoustic,
the shoe black
the
guy?
acoustic guitar guy, Jack Jensen?
No.
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. My dad is Dave Matthews.
That's cool.
Oh, I can see
South
that.
Africa,
Yeah, I really love Dave Matthews.
Oh, your
man.
dad has a British accent.
My dad's from South Africa.
South Africa.
Oh, he is South
Yeah,
African.
but he
African.
code switches.
Does he really?
When he's like, wants people to take him seriously, he does like a fake posh British accent. And it literally like is like nails on a chalkboard. It drives me insane.
Really?
He's like, "My good sir."
Oh, wow.
It completely changes his accent. I'm like, "You're at the bank right now. You don't have to be doing this right now." He thinks
from
that people,
South African
he thinks
talking
that
like
people
this.
in America
What's going to happen at the
respect
bank?
that.
They're
We
like,
do.
"Here's some more money."
Yeah.
No, like it,
I didn't realize you were British.
But that's not him code switching. Code switching is like switching your voice. I mean, that's doing
I know,
That's
but
literally doing
he has
an
a
impression.
fake. He has a fake posh accent that he affects sometimes, and he was doing it at my birthday party. Do you remember?
No.
I like heard him like start popping off in his like Etonian British thing, and I was like, I hate this so much. And all my friends are like, you're the fucking man, dude. He was like getting wasted with all the
Yeah,
fellas.
that's the worst when your dad becomes like a caricature. We had a party where my dad got way too high, and people were just like, "Your dad rules," and I'm like, "He's having a panic attack."
No, it was actually like that night was like one of the most lovely nights.
Yeah, it's good.
All my friends were being so nice to him.
That's great.
What if somebody's going to be mean to a senior citizen?
No one in this country understands him, and
Yeah.
it was like the first time I saw people like just being like, "You're the man," and it was like
Wow.
it broke my heart to even like think about it. I had to like he came to the club. He came to the bar after I like set up a hang at the apartment, and I was like, "We'll go to the bar later. You'll go back to the hotel," and he came through the bar and he was like drinking with the boys.
Just grabbing hands.
Yeah.
Just shake. That's great.
It's a beautiful story.
Yeah, it was really lovely.
Did he code switch the whole time, or did you drop?
the late Jack Knight also said "suck my dick" to him, which was very funny.
At
My dad,
His
gunpoint.
last words.
and my
Yeah.
dad started laughing in his face. He's like,
gunpoint.
"That's good. That's good. That's quite good."
I was thinking about the Jack Knight thing and how everybody was getting mad because people were making these posts and they're like, "He wasn't even friends with him. He wasn't even friends with him." And I was like, that is the most evidence that I have that human beings are inherently evil. The fact that people post things and we're like, "That's my fucking corpse. That's my dead guy."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love
I do
when
the same thing.
someone dies and people post their last text messages with them.
Oh yeah.
Brandon
With the
Wardell did
typo.
that with Mac Miller. He's like, "Love you, dog." I mean, it's touching, I guess. Maybe.
I did that with Anthony Bourdain. I posted. We never communicated, but he followed.
He
me
followed you on
Twitter.
Twitter, yeah.
And so I posted that. I was like, none of you will ever know what this feels like. He's done following. He'll never follow anyone else again. So if you weren't in the club,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Guess who's never going to be followed by Anthony Bourdain? You. But I was until Twitter deleted my account.
The day he died, did you wait a day?
Huh?
Did you wait a day?
I think I did it immediately.
Yeah,
That's so
totally.
funny.
Yeah, I don't care.
I was telling you about that comic who died where I didn't know who it was, but I kept saying his name over and over in my house, Raghav.
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
stop.
He's got a funny name.
My roommate would walk in, I'd be like, "Oh, Raghav Mehta?" Then they'd be like, "What?" And I'd be like, "I'm hungry." And then he died, and I was like, did I
I
do
did a
that?
really. I feel bad, but you remember those 4 comics died of fentanyl in L.A.
Yeah.
And then people were like, four comics have died, and I was like, were they? They weren't that popping, like they weren't. And then I was like, oh God, I'm an asshole.
Who'd you say that to?
Maya's parents said
Oh.
that to me. They were like, I heard 4 of your friends died.
You didn't regret it enough not to repeat it.
Yeah,
on
to say
here.
it on
Yeah.
the show, thinking that it would pop here.
Can you cut that? Can you please cut that?
Sure.
It's the Adam Freeland show. What's the timestamp?
Yeah.
108.
Sure.
No, come on, Nick.
Hey, no problem, Pat.
All right, I'll say it again. They were not popping enough
Yeah.
to have news stories.
I mean, you're
written
not
about
wrong.
them.
Look, here's
Well, it took 4 of
here's
them.
my role. Is then I say Adam's completely right. They weren't popping. Fuck them. I'm glad they're dead.
Yeah,
Now I've provided cover for them.
thank you. Nick.
Nice.
I
Good
don't have
job.
to edit anything.
No,
And people already hate me. So.
I said it to my girlfriend's parents, and I felt terrible afterwards.
What, did they just go quiet? They didn't say anything? Yeah, that's a horrible thing to say to Big Natural's parents.
Yeah. Her parents didn't like me.
They did like you.
No, you said they were worried about me.
They were worried about you.
I don't know why.
Well, because it was post-COVID. You were like,
Oh yeah, I'm like
You
I'm
had
not
muscles.
wearing a fucking mask.
you had muscles and like a 22-inch waist and a fucking beard, like a ZZ Top beard.
There's no reason.
And you're like,
You're describing all the reasons to not be worried about me.
and then you were like, yeah, I don't fucking wear a mask. And they're like lib.
In their house.
They're like
Yeah.
lib New York parents where they're like, oh, your friend is interesting.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I was just trying to fuck around with them. I was like, yeah, I don't think this shit's real, anyways.
Dude, there's a guy wearing a mask at the show at Friends and Lovers I was just at. And I was like, what are you doing? He was like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, I'm wearing one because nobody else is.
Yeah.
And I was like, forever?
Somebody
When is it?
needs to pull the mask people aside, and you're like, this is going to be remembered how racism.
No, I
was.
did it at Funny Moms.
Is you're basically a guy in 1957 being like, get on your side of the diner.
Yeah.
It's over.
I did
It's
it
over.
at
It's too
Funny
late.
Moms, and it backfired so bad.
What'd you do at Funny Moms?
Some guy was wearing like an N95 in the front row. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
you're at the Racism Podcast live comedy show, wearing an N95 in the front row, and he was like,
I'm immunocompromised.
no, he was like, my mom is dying of cancer right now. And I was like, oh, sorry.
yeah.
I
Well, you
bet
should have been like, oh,
And
well,
you
my
weren't a
mom's
real-
already dead.
Yeah, my mom already died of brain cancer,
Yeah.
and she was beautiful.
Did you say that? Did you throw it back at him?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
you got to
Yeah.
do
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I was like, stop bragging.
This
you're
guy didn't
alive,
have an
Mom.
excuse. He was just like, I'm not getting into this with you right now. That's what he said while I was on stage. And I was like, all right, you don't have to. I'm going to get into it and just lay it into him.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have just made it there.
I feel bad about saying that about the dead people.
I honestly, I kind of feel like bad for them because it's like, I guess I'm certain some people are like immunocompromised and they need the mask or whatever. But if you're just like a regular guy, I mean, there's no way you haven't gotten COVID already, and
Yeah.
it's just.
He said he hadn't gotten it, and that's why he's still wearing the mask.
Well, maybe then,
That's pussy.
but
And also, everyone who's died from it is a coward.
regardless of like what side.
I also
however you
feel
felt
bad about saying that.
about COVID or lockdowns or any of this shit. It's like everybody had to deal with it for 2 years. You were subjected to the reaction to COVID.
Yeah.
Either you were locked inside worried about the virus, or you were locked inside thinking your rights were being taken away, or whatever it is.
Nick went full prison. You were doing handstand push-ups.
Yeah.
You converted to Islam.
We all went full prison during the COVID. Oh my God. I was in the park every day jump roping.
No, I ignored it.
Oh, you got in jump rope? I got in jump rope too.
roping is the best.
Did
You feel like
could
have
you
to-
do the cross?
Yeah, I learned the cross.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's
Once you learn how to
so-
do skips and lacrosse, and you don't look like a fucking dumbass jump roping.
Yeah, it took a while.
Is
though.
it good for your core?
It's good for everything.
Yeah, it's good for everything.
How do I
It's good
fix my
cardio.
posture?
You stand up straight.
Yeah, it's
I
hard.
can't.
That's the thing. People with shitty posture be like, I think I need to go to a chiropractor. It's like, no, you're just lazy.
Yeah.
You're just not standing
no,
up straight.
You need like a stronger stomach. or
no,
something,
you
no?
need, and you get that by standing up straight. You just.
Every time you look at your phone, you have to like hold it up so that you're. Because if you do this, I put a thing on my phone that says up straight. That reminds me to.
I always
sit up
hold
straight.
my phone up.
I do this thing.
I always say
where
like,
I
"Oh, it's a
cover my-
text. It's a text from John Hill." It's
What I
actually a
do-
very
hold it up
important
to
text.
everybody.
everyone-
You don't even face it
It's
towards
actually
your
a,
face.
yeah, it's actually a Hollywood celebrity. It's Michael Cera.
Yeah.
No.
To help my posture every night for like 2 hours, I'll fasten a noose to the ceiling, and then every day I let a little bit more weight off the stool in an effort to strengthen my neck in the event that I'm ever captured and they try to execute me by hanging. I'll have developed a neck strength that
To survive.
it'll have no effect.
A lynching.
So I'll play dead until the posse leaves, and then cut myself loose,
Yeah.
and then go
That's
off to rape in another town out here in the Wild West.
You'd have to be tightening your neck, so you'd just be hanging there like this. And like, I think he's dead. That's good.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, to be able to train yourself to do that.
Yeah.
To Wim Hof. To Wim and also Hof.
I love Wim Hof.
Yeah, Wim
His
Hof
shit
is the best.
Wim Hof it's such bullshit.
Yeah,
it's like so obviously.
He's a grifter. Yeah.
I mean, cold showers are nice. Like you do get
You're into it.
Yeah, I mean, I am a cold shower guy, but like the breathing shit, you just like create like you just get yourself
panicked.
high.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
you just get yourself high off like the way a child would. You're playing like the knockout game, the choking game or whatever. And then there's all these people that have died doing it because they'll like hyperventilate in the bathtub and then pass out and fucking drown. Yeah, and but then you watch his videos and it's like, man, this guy just loves life.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's not a grifter. He's
he's like a self-help guy.
but he's a self-help
He's
guy.
like selling shit.
Sure. Well, he's not selling shit. I don't know.
Yeah, he does like seminars where people do his stupid haka dance.
I
and
guess,
then-
but is that so much worse than stand-up comedy?
No, it's much better.
Yeah,
You make
probably.
people feel better.
Yeah. I don't know. I like him.
We love it in our house. We walk in and we're like, "Are you Wim or are you Hof? Are you Wim and also Hof? Were we Wim and Hof?"
Would you fuck Wim Hof?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll fuck anything. Have you met me?
You'll
I'm out
fuck
here.
anything?
Yeah,
Really?
except for Asians and black people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? I thought you recently started.
Fucking Asian people.
I don't fuck anybody.
You know who has really good posture? Like gay guys under 40.
That's because they always have a look of shock like this. So their head's always back.
They always
Because
have
they're
incredible posture.
Yeah.
Gay guys, like old gay guys, always have like my kind of posture.
That's
They're
like,
always like decrepit.
that's like, you ever see old black women on the train and their eyebrows are always up in a look of just shock? So no matter what happens, they already have their face like, that's some bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? Like this, up. I have stared at women on the train and I'm like, what are you possibly so appalled at already?
Yeah.
And then something happens and they're already up and I'm like, you're just prepared.
Yeah.
But gay men are like that too. They just always have this look of like, what are you know
Right.
what I mean? Like they're already offended.
You know what I didn't understand is when, and it's gone now, it doesn't exist anymore. But when people had the wired Apple headphones, remember the ones? Like the AirPods with the wire.
Yeah, 2 days ago, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Every gay guy would take phone calls on those fucking iPods or whatever the earbuds, and they would with one hand hold the microphone part,
yes.
and with the other hand their gait would change, and the other hand would start swinging wildly.
Yeah.
And they all did it. Every single one of them be like, so we're meeting Eric at lunch at 3, and they all had the same exact. They would all hold it the same way, and it's like there's got to be. It's like that's where I get into like this is all just a hologram.
Simulation, yeah.
Yeah. There's too many just.
Well, I was
fucking-
on the train and I saw 3 people, one homeless, basically homeless, like all different types of people, all reading sci-fi novels.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a book on the train in years.
Dude. Yeah, there's all this.
That doesn't sound.
Not
so
only that
crazy.
night,
It was
like,
crazy.
The
No,
rest
that
We
of
were
that,
this close to
that
each other.
sounds just like-
it wasn't even on the whole train. It was my side of the train. It was 3 dudes.
the rest of that story was Steven at the bar. Like, I mean, you know the rest of the story. but
Crazy.
all the other coincidence, who that guy turned out to be, then the other guy we talked to afterwards, and like, you know, I don't know. It was like we have a group chat that's me, Adam, and Steven, and some other guys, and our friend Alex asked like, what music do I ask for going on stage? You know, because I was going to Nashville. And I never, you know, I just let the DJ pick, and then I just was like, maybe I'll do Mexican radio. Do you know that song?
I love that song. I was just listening to it when I pulled up here.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's right here.
Well, this is what
Wow.
I'm talking about.
I don't like this shit.
Because I said maybe I'll do Mexican radio, and I have not heard that song like on the radio or anywhere other than me just choosing to listen to it myself throughout my life here and there.
Wait, is this the same one?
By Wall of Voodoo?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
What? I literally I listened to it
Okay.
a lot.
Well,
She's
hold on.
lying.
So,
No, it's right there.
No, you're lying.
anyways, I said that, and like, I haven't heard. And then on the lift back to the airport, it's just on the fucking radio. And
Yeah.
so like a record. And I asked the Lyft driver, I'm like, is this just terrestrial radio? He's like, yeah, it's like Bob FM or something. And I sent it to Steven. He's like, yeah, I haven't heard that song in 25 years. But then again, I'm not listening to the radio. Maybe fucking Mexican radio is on the radio constantly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Yeah, the cab driver, he didn't know the song.
Yeah, I've shown it to people because I really like it, and nobody knows what it is.
The album's great.
Come on, everybody! At your show, there's like a trance.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's trance electronic music that I went to go see in Montreal, and I always start listening to it around a time where I'm like,
Oh, trance music.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you said
Music.
there was a trance.
no, we know about her, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think she fucked my friend.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? What was the
Man, it's a man.
nice?
Ian?
No, but a man very similar to Ian, actually.
Interesting. This is
Yeah.
what I mean about coincidences.
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
If I described Ian
I
to
don't
you,
like this
you would never be
coincidence shit.
like, oh, there's got to be two guys like that.
No, but my buddy Peter, very similar actually, and I think he fucked that lady. She's
Interesting.
gotten nicer
Whatever.
to me over the years. Anyway, it was
She
just
is nice.
playing.
She's
in
very
there.
nice.
great.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
love her. Yeah.
She used to be cold to me, but
Yeah.
Well, it's a shit job,
yeah.
probably. I don't know.
Especially
I can't-
bartending for art fans.
I had an altercation with that same
The
person.
same. Yeah, I haven't been back since.
Yeah.
Honestly.
She's a bitch.
That was fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just insane.
She was hiding in a corner and I walked in and she goes, "Excuse me, can I see your ID?" And I was like, "You are literally stuffed into a corner,
Yeah.
like basically hiding under a
It's
coat."
like, look, you became a security person because you're fucking like insecure about being this little like fucking just like pug of a lesbian.
No one knows.
So
what
no,
we're
you're never
talking
gonna,
about.
you're never gonna like nobody's gonna be like, oh, I'm afraid of this person. You know what I
A
mean?
lady security guard for
Yeah.
the audience tried to check Nick's ID, and he's like, "I'm here all the time."
No, that's not what happened. And again, I didn't see her. I didn't think they had a fucking door person. So I went
She's
in.
not by the door.
She's not by the door. She hides.
Yeah.
And then so I went in the showroom. She comes out and she's hitting me.
Yeah,
And I turn around. I'm
She
like,
pushed me. Also,
yeah. I was like, what's up? And she's like, didn't you hear me calling you? And I'm like, no. Maybe you should speak. Like, I didn't say this, but it's like literally, no, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
So you're bad at your job, And I was like, I didn't realize I had a door person. I'm sorry, but I'm like, I run the show. I'm like here all the time. And then she's like, well, you got to pay better time. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. And then I turn around and we get ready to do the show. And then like 5 seconds after that, she hits me again even harder. She's like, did you hear what I just said? And I'm like,
you.
okay, well, what needs to happen here? Do you need me to see my ID? And I like pull my ID out. She's like, okay, first of all, you need to calm down because you don't want me to get angry because then we're going to have a problem. I'm like, and then what's the problem going to be? You're going to kick me out? What do you want to do? And then she's like, yeah, get out. And I was like, okay. And then I fucking just walked and I told the guy that take the
Yeah.
box office guy. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, well, they're bouncing me, so I'm leaving.
I got a taxi driver. I get into a taxi the other day at the airport, and he's like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "You should just hand me your phone now because you're not going to know where it is." And he was like, "Where is it?" And I was like,